I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the result. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo! What's good, party people? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? I know y'all feeling this right now. I know y'all feeling this right now. I know y'all enjoying. I know y'all are enjoying this feeling right now. Can y'all feel that? Can y'all feel that? That feeling of being in the playoffs. Excuse me, what is good? What is good? I'm your man. I'm your host, Uncle Freezy. This is the Knicks Wanna Drive. This is the Knicks Wanna Drive. Party people, the Knicks are in the playoffs. The Knicks are in the playoffs, B. The Knicks are in the playoffs. Salute to all my people in the chat. And yes, I'm doing the roll call. Y'all better get excited. Y'all better get this energy up. You know what I mean? Get this energy up. Get it up. Right? Because today is the first day in forever, which is 8 years, by the way, that the Knicks qualified for the playoffs. Salute to all my brethren and the sisterin in the chat. What's good? Yo, this morning feels so good. It's like a reunion tour of your favorite music group or band. Right? It's like New Edition getting back together. It feels like The Firm doing a new album. It feels like NWA squashed all their beef and is getting back together, right? It feels like all of En Vogue's original members are getting back together to do a real album, all egos aside. This feels like a Guns N' Roses reunion. This feels like this feels so Good. Oh, Cheek Job is in the building. 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 Oh my God, look at it. Yes, I'm excited. What's good? What's good? Yes. I'm excited. I'm excited. What's good? So yeah, day one. Hey, Cheek Job is an A1 day one since we was like on Sportscaster in the middle of the night. What's good? Dripmore says, welcome to the Terror Dome. What's good? Chop Low. What's good? What's good, Chop? Chop, what's good, fam? What is good? Man, I'm mad excited and glad to be here with y'all, man. This has been a crazy ride. This ride has been crazy. Yo, Andy Ann is in the building. Black Andy, what's good? Black Andy, what's good, man? Bro, this has been a crazy ride. This has been a crazy ride. Right? This has been a crazy ride. Right? Chop Low said, we made it. Chop, we made it, bro. We made it. I mean, we still got plenty of work to do, but we here. And the words of the great American poet, you ever wanted to say something you thought was funny, and it's so funny that you can't get it out because you laughing to yourself? You ever had that moment like you legit just want to say something so funny to yourself, you think other people will appreciate it, but you can't get it out because you laughing to yourself? You ever try to tell a joke, but the punchline is funny, more funny to you than it may be to the people that hear it? And so before you get the joke out, you just start laughing, giggling to yourself. Yeah. So, in the immortal words of the great American poet Drake, started at the bottom, now we here. In the words of the great American poet Drake, started at the bottom, now we here. Somebody say it with me. Started at the bottom, now we here. And I know Drake ain't the most hardcore, but I think that lyric was poignant for what describes this crazy ride that we've been on, right? Right. So I have a lot of stuff that I want to talk about, right? But again, you know why we do this? We do this for the hardcore fan to have their say be heard, right? So I'm not going to dominate the mic. What I want to do is have, you know what I'm saying, have y'all, you know what I'm saying, if y'all got some things that y'all want to put in the chat, some things that y'all want to, you know what I'm saying, share, we're going to do that. Okay? We're going to do that. Right? I thought I saw Hero somewhere. Let me see. Yo, Hero was in here. What's good? What's good? What is good? Karen Fung is in the building. What's good? Sin Mears, fresh up, absolutely smash and chop it up last night, is in the building. I don't know what it is about Sin Mears, a microphone and a camera that works, but bro, keep on doing it. Keep on doing it, bro. Chop Low says free Frank. Hey, Chop, when I get off of here, man, I gotta call you. I gotta talk to you, bro. I got to talk to you. I missed your call yesterday. Man, I was so sleepy, bro. Boss, listen. Yo, when you grinding, you like prepping for Chop It Up, you doing the KMD, you prepping for the Knicks at Night podcast, you got a full-time job, you got a smoking hot wife, you know what I'm saying? You know, your mom is on your telephone, you got all this stuff going on, man. You like, how can he do it? How can one person have so much energy? Yo, I'm giggly and silly as hell this morning because my mans and them made the playoffs. And like the great American poet Drake said, started at the bottom, now we here. Y'all ready for this Knicks Morning Drive roll call? Who's ready for the KMD roll call? If you're ready for the Knicks Morning Drive roll call, I need for you to throw some thumbs up in the chat, smash that like button, throw some fire in the chat, right? Get that energy up, right? Get that energy up, right? Get that energy up. I need to see some thumbs up, some love in the chat. I need to see some thumbs up, some fire in the chat. I need somebody to smash your like button. If you see a like button, you beat it up. If you see a like button, you beat it up. Bam. Right? If you see a like button, you beat it up. Help grow this channel, man, so we can get this thing out here in front of some more people, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Grow this Blorange Tears family. We doing everything that we can. Listen, also, get that energy up t-shirts are in the Blorange Tears online mall. I don't know how much they cost. I don't know what the price is or whatever for them, but for those that want to, you know what I'm saying, share in that, they are available. Right? I'm thinking about, man, you know what? Maybe we should make some playoff tees and put them on sale. Maybe we should do that. That way we can all rock our joints. I need to see some, wow, I need to see some more energy in the chat. The chat is buzzing. The chat is buzzing right now. The chat is buzzing right now. Where my Knicks fans at? I need to see some thumbs up and some fire in the chat. Somebody, if you see a like button, you beat it. Right? If you see a like button, you beat it up. You know what I mean? Let me go ahead and get this KMD, this Knicks Morning Drive roll call started. Right? I'm going to do this one with less energy, but some sappiness. Chop Low, my brother. I love you, bro. I love you, bro. Chop Low. Yo, don't nobody make you feel appreciated more than Chop Low. Bro, I'm telling you, if Chop Low ever say that you his homie, you can expect to feel like you important. If Chop Low love you, I'm telling you, you are loved, bro. One day, Chop Low sent me, I think Chop Low sent me 53 text messages in one day. And I think they all came in like 4 hours. It was just all love, just love, love, love. Just bam, 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 bam. You know what I mean? Chop Low is in the building and in here. Chop Low, you my man, 50 grand. Andy, Black Andy from Poland is in the building. Andy says, I'm getting a haircut. Got to be fresh on camera. I don't think I'm going to get a haircut until the Knicks win a championship, Andy. Frederick was good. Karen Fong was good. Karen was good. Karen was good. That energy up this morning. Sheik Chop is in the building. What? What? Let's go. Heavy Reese. Let's go. Bricks Nation. Let's go. My twin brother, even though we don't look alike, Sin Mears is in the building. Dripmore was good. Kendall Rivera sneaking in the room. But guess what? We see you. The original DSJ, Delano Steele Jr., a.k.a. Dwayne Wade, is in the building. What's good? Knicks man, aka Carlos S. What's good? Bricks Nation in the building. CP the artist, somewhere probably looking in the mirror, is in the building. What's good? Anthony D, smooth like cognac, is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Hero, what's good? I see you. Jay Williams is in the building. What's good? Stay blue and orange. Stay blue and orange. Let's go. Let's go. Snicks, man, I see you. Sam Holt says Tibbs for president. What's good? Cayete Kid, what's good? I almost shouted out myself. Uncle Freezy's in the building. Black University, what's good? Heavy Reese, I see you. I see you in here. Jose Perez. Wait a minute. Which Jose Perez is this? Is this Jose Perez from the Bronx? Because I think it's like 17 Jose Perez's from the Bronx. Joe was good. Joe was good. Jose Perez. I think Jose Perez is gonna be one of my favorites, y'all. I think Jose Perez is gonna be one of my favorites. What's good, Joe? .5 is in the building. What's good? Felipe 210. What's good? Kendall Rivera. I see you, Jose Perez. Is this the same Jose Perez? Is this Jose Perez from the Bronx? What's good? Anthony D, I see you. Getting that energy up. Yo, Tomas Abreu. What is the business, my brother? What's good? What is good? Exo Sports Talk. I see you. I see you. What's good? .5 in here. Frederick Anderson is in here. And Cornerstone Kev. I need some P-Funk. We can't do nothing before P-Funk.
Gotta give up. We're gonna tear the roof off the mother sucker. Tear the roof off the sucker. Tear the roof off. We're gonna tear the roof off the mother sucker. Tear the roof off the sucker. Tear the roof off. We're gonna tear the roof off the mother sucker. Tear the roof off the sucker. Gonna tear the roof off. Gonna tear the roof off the mother sucker. Tear the roof off. You got a real type of thing going round, getting down. There's a whole lot of rhythm going round. You got a real type of thing going down, getting down. There's a whole lot of rhythm going round. Where the party at? Out. We want the funk. Give up the funk. Out. We need the funk. Gotta have that funk. Out. We want the funk. Give up the funk. Out. We need the funk. Gotta have that funk. Da, 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 da. Do 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 da.
Yo, how you not start your mornings
Man,
like this?
The mothership connection has made it through the universe.
Star Child.
We ain't done. Star Child here. Giving you the funk rundown of the motion of hips. Hey, what was that by Dr. Funkenstein? We love to funk you, Funkenstein. Your funk is the best. Take your and give it to mine to funk with the rest. Because they say the bigger the headache, the bigger the pill, y'all.
my man.
How you feeling, man? Hey, yo,
I'm great.
Last night was totally unexpected, man. Totally unexpected. Because I thought we had to, we still got to fight, but I figured that we had to fight more, to get into this bad joke. And then I wake up this morning and I'm like, my wife goes, y'all made the playoffs. I was like, first of all, how you know more than I do?
Right.
And two, how did you pick this up? And she told me about the Celtics losing. I was like,
bam!
I was freaking out, man. I was freaking out. You know how much we've been. Oh, first off, congrats to you on your show for the Knicks making the playoffs for the first time. This is gonna be your first playoff run. This is your first playoff run with your show.
Bro, you know what? I have a a joint that I was gonna say, man. So listen, I'm gonna say this real quick because I appreciate what you said, but what I want to say is this. What I want to say is this, man. Man.
Hey, every time Mark Jackson says that, I think of you, Ron. I think of you, man. There goes that bad man.
Hey, all I gotta say this morning is kick Clyde music.
Kick it. Hey. I got the guitar. Doing that riff.
Where's Clyde's one and done? That's what I'm talking about. Right. Hey, we got a lot of Clyde.
Yes.
Hey,
I'm excited. Hey, Ron, congrats to you on your show for the first time going to the playoffs. This is your first season of your show. Your boys are going to the playoffs. How you feeling?
Hey, it's crazy. Man. It's crazy. Hey, Ron, listen, what I'm going to tell you is I think if it were not for us, the Knicks wouldn't have done it. If it wasn't for the peripheral support of the Knicks universe just exploding in October with cats like myself and Ron and a whole bunch of others showing mad support with shows like this and on social media where we get a chance to actually show some love to the Knicks players and organization. Bro, I'm telling you, I think we played a part in it. I don't know what part it is, but I think a lot of structures stand with more support.
Absolutely.
Hey, in order to have a house, you gotta have parts to it.
Yes.
You can't
foundation.
You can't have a house just with a foundation. You gotta have everything. You know what I mean? You gotta have the roof. You gotta have the walls. You gotta have it all. Them studs and everything, man. But I tell you what, man, fellas. Because I was watching the Atlanta game last night. I was trying to watch both of those games. Right. I was actually shocked that Atlanta beat Washington because Washington was putting it on them. Yeah, I was shocked. I stopped watching that game, but then I started paying attention to that Cleveland game. I didn't have much hope for that Cleveland game. I wouldn't even think about Cleveland beating them. Right. And when I saw that score, when it got close, I was like, oh. Because I told the guys, man, I said, if we clinch tonight, I'm coming back on. I'm doing a show.
Yeah.
I came back on for like a quick hour, man, but unscripted, nothing. We was talking. You know,
I saw that this morning.
Bro, we need that. We need that.
Man. And I gotta apologize to my people that hear me sing that Clyde song. You know what I mean? I don't butcher that song like that, but I'm just getting up. You heard me?
Couldn't be as worse as Cornerstone Kev singing.
You know what I mean?
You know what? He can say all he want. It don't affect me.
What's the name of the dude that do that song? I forgot his name.
Curtis Mayfield.
I knew.
You can't forget him. Come on, you can't forget him.
No. I'm saying I saw his face in my mind. Yo, you got to put when you get to a certain age, bro. You know how I get.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I saw his face. I even know what he wearing. The brown suit with the collars coming out. I already know it's Freddie's dead. I know that.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
It just dawned on me one day, Freezy, man. I was like Clyde, always in that 70s get up, man. Clyde ain't got no theme music, man. And he's our best, you know what I mean? He's like a treasure for us, you know what I mean? And he always called, and I always think about these games when we're not playing, you know, when I'm not able to watch the game on NBA League Pass and they're showing these other commentators, man, and it just sickens me to my stomach to hear some of the takes they say. You can tell they clearly don't watch the Knicks. They need to make a law where, hey, you need to have one of the guys from that team's broadcast to go along with whoever else they want to use, because some of the takes be just ridiculous. And I'm like,
be ridiculous.
When I thought about Clyde, that song just popped in my head, man. I'm like, this is the perfect theme song for Clyde. Every time I see him now, all I'm gonna think about do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do-do, hustler, do-do-do, do-do-do-do, where's Clyde? Do-do-do, do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do, Wine and dine. That's all I think about now. You know what I mean? So hey, Clyde, man. Hey, I'm happy for Clyde, man. Think about
I gotta give it to you, Ron. You're good. You're good when it comes to voices and stuff like that. I didn't know you had it in you, man. But you're really good. Really good at that.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. That's what man.
I like,
Jermaine
I like when you do the little mic thing. What's it, the Barry White thing or whatever it is, the radio announcer?
Oh, you talk about Mr. R&B Reggie Bullock.
Yeah, man.
WKNI CKS Radio.
Yeah, man.
Hey, man, this is a beautiful time for us, man.
Beautiful day, man. Beautiful day.
Freezing.
CP.
We ain't finished yet, though. That's the beautiful thing.
We ain't finished.
We ain't finished. We still got an opportunity to go get that number 4, and that's what I'm still holding out for. I don't care who we play. I don't care who we play. I ain't afraid. You know,
but you got to be in it to win it, and that's why we celebrate.
There you go, and we have.
That's how we celebrate.
Hey, Freezer, I'm gonna tell you right now.
I ain't celebrating Jack, because until we win a playoff series, that's when I'm celebrating. Because I'm a high value man, and I'm an executor. I want milestones and goals. It's cool and everything, but I want to win a playoff series. I don't care.
You want a platinum plaque and not an honorable mention plaque.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? I got you. And I'm gonna say this because I said this last night, man. I'm gonna tell y'all like this now. I'm at the point. You know, it's well documented. You know, hey, tape don't lie, everything don't lie. Of who I've wanted gone off this team and all that. I'm done with that. I'm done with it. You know why? You know why I'm done with it? Because they can't go anywhere. They can't go anywhere. So we got to deal with what we got. You know what I mean? So I'm at the point, hey, I'm going to start looking at each one of these guys individually, breaking them down, see what they can bring us. You know what I mean? If I missed anything, because sometimes we miss stuff, you know what I mean? And just say, okay, this is what this person can bring to help us get further. But I ain't talking no more about who need to leave off this team. Just like when I went zero dark on talking about trading RJ. I don't want to talk about that no more. I'm not saying it. I'm done with that.
Right.
I'm at that point, man. Alfred Payton, hey, he a Knick. He wearing the orange and blue.
Right.
If he plays good, it's in our best interest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, Kevin Knox, if he get on the floor, I hope he plays good. It's in our best interest. Yeah. That's where I'm at now, man, because, hey, it's all hands on deck. And we walking, and we like a mass unit right now. If anybody ain't been paying attention, we got 6 players out with injuries.
Yeah.
6. Yeah. So we got to get healthy, man. We need everybody that we can, get out there, man. Shout out to Frank Ntilikina, man. Hey, Kev, I can't believe you didn't come back up, man. Hey, shout out. No.
Kev ain't no Frank fan.
Oh,
Stop.
Stop.
Hey, Jermaine, what's good, man? How you doing?
What's up, Jermaine?
How you doing this morning?
Stop. I don't know what your hatred is. I don't know what your hatred is toward me, and I don't care, but I'm a Frank fan.
Yeah, this is
Sunday.
Right?
No, you ain't. You jumped off that wagon, man.
I'm not jumping off that wagon,
bro. What kind of defense is that?
Fellas, that sounds like trash coming through my speaker, man. I'm just gonna ask y'all to speak like one at a time, man, when y'all do.
Exactly,
but
man.
Jermaine, how you doing this morning, man?
Yo, check this out. I'm off work today. Muslim holiday, no school. Be in the playoffs last night. It's about that time.
It's party time.
It's party time, baby.
Break it open.
It's party time. Yeah, man.
Salute, my brother. Salute.
Yeah.
Kev,
I knew there was something else in that cup, Kev.
Kev, I hope you got some meat on that stomach, boy.
Yeah, something.
Exactly.
That on an empty stomach ain't good, boy.
No. Man, I just ate. I'm good, man.
No, he talking about Kev. He talking about Kev.
I told a red solo cup.
Kev got something in that cup.
Seltzer.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
I hope that's what it is.
Seltzer.
Because if not, you're gonna be pooting up that office.
Especially since I'm the only one here, man.
Oh, man.
That's why I'm so loud right now.
Who's that cranking up a motorcycle in the office? I'm sorry, that's me, boss.
Hey, yo, Samir said Kev is not a franker.
Who?
Samir's the ultimate franker.
He gave up on Frank.
Thank you.
Sin
All because I had a meltdown. Came to my senses. A la Ron, a la Man Ron,
Jay Boogie.
And Jay Boogie. No, but both y'all did.
But
let's
Jay
not be
Boogie,
real.
Jay
Boogie got me
put
more.
that heat
Yeah,
on you,
exactly.
Frankers to Frankers know who is a Franker. You are not a Franker. You are
you are a hater.
And we don't believe it. We don't believe in that Frank on Frank crime either.
I say this, Freezy. Now, for me, I've always liked Frank. Anybody knows. Like, I even went at Alan Hahn about it.
Right.
You know, on CP show.
Right.
But my biggest problem was never could he play the game of basketball. When I got fed up, it was about the injuries not being available, man. And I was just like, it's just like if you're a supervisor on the job and you got an employee that works good, but he don't show up.
Right.
You know what I mean? If he got a penchant of always not coming to work on time, not showing up for work, missing days, eventually you get tired of it.
Right.
And that's where I was at with Frank, man. But when he's on the floor, I'm not mad at all because I know that he can cause a problem. But I did say this a few days ago. To me, it felt like his defense was regressing.
Right.
And I said I was wrong because what he did to Kyle Kuzma, he should be locked up immediately right now. They need to go get him, put him in jail, throw the book at him because Kyle Kuzma was hot as fish grease on Friday.
Yep. Hey, can I say something right quick?
Go ahead.
And so for people that's not down south, we love to eat fish on Friday. Friday is our fish day. That's why Ron said that. But I'm sorry, Ron.
Man, hey, so when I saw, think about it. Kyle Kuzma had 16 points, I think, in the second quarter.
Yes.
Frank came in there and it was a wrap. And it was a sight to see, man. It was one of them performances that you said, okay, man.
And that's what I've been saying about Frank should have been on Devin Booker.
I agree with that.
Somebody gets hot.
I agree. Yeah.
You put Frank on them, no matter what. To say, not even to shut them down, but just to make it a little bit more difficult.
With a great player, you got to throw different looks at him.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Right. And his long arms and his willingness to defend, and we're not going to use him for his offense anyway. We're not going to use him for his offense.
But which game are you talking about, CP? You talking about the one at the Garden or the one in
Phoenix?
All of them. Because the one in Phoenix, Devin Booker ain't do nothing.
Yeah, he wasn't too effective in Phoenix, but in the Garden he was hot.
Yeah,
he was hot.
In the Garden he was hot as fish grease.
Yeah, you're right about that. So
hey, can I ask a funny question though? Since we talking about Frankers and all of that, the Knoxers is coming out tonight.
Oh yeah,
Knox
it's always Knox at Knox at night and Frank in the morning.
Frank in the morning. I like that.
Why? But why though?
Well, Knox may start tonight. You look at this injury bug with Bullock and we still don't know what's up, and D Rose may not play. Like
right, and you can't start Frank because if you start Frank, that means you don't have a guard coming off the bench.
Right. Exactly.
So you got to start Knox so that you can have Frank come off the bench and back up your point, your two, and your small forward.
Question. Can we still get the number 4 seed?
Yeah. We still get it.
Yeah, we can still get it.
So
we just
we have to win out though, right?
Atlanta loses one more game. Yeah, we got to win.
And they're gonna lose one more because they got to play. What you call it again? I believe.
They got two games left. They got Orlando twice.
Just think about this. Alfred Payton might get over 30 minutes tonight. Knox might play, might start.
Hey, I'm pulling for them
Frank
guys
might
tonight.
play big
Me too.
minutes.
I'm pulling.
A lot of people are going to be mad.
I hope they do well, yo. I hope they do well.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you what. I'm going out on the limb for Kevin Knox right now.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, don't.
If Knox plays, if Knox plays 25 minutes tonight, I think Knox gonna get 12 points at least.
Oh,
I thought Jermaine Royster was the one that was drinking today.
I agree with that. I agree with that, Ron.
Here's the thing. He might get 12 points, but he better not give up 18, 20. I'll tell you that much.
That's the key. That's the key. What you just said, CP, is the reason why he's not on the floor for everybody who support Kevin Knox like that. Right. It's not his offense. His offense, he's a flamethrower. It's that defense. If his defense ever catches up with that offense, And I'm telling you right now, we've extended that kid for one more year.
Yeah.
To me, I looked at this year for him really like a red shirt year because they're really not letting him play unless it's a washout.
Yeah, they're rebuilding them. They're rebuilding them like the $6 million man.
Exactly. And so, hey, if he's on this team, man, I'm riding with all these guys, man. I'm gonna support them. You know what I mean? When they leave on that first, whoever leaves on the first day smoking,
right?
Then we on to the next one. But I'm off that getting rid of players and stuff right now, man. We got big fish to fry. We got to be focused like the front office, man. We can't be saying stuff about players need to be gone right now. We need to try to build these guys up mentally because at the end of the day, they're still human too, and they got ears just like us.
Look,
well, yeah, and also look at it.
And we hold on. I'll give you the floor in a second. And we gotta pray for health. Let's get into this playoff healthy. Go ahead, Zach.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, let's look at the positives, right? We clinched the playoffs, and with Alfred Payton as our starting point guard, Reggie Bullock is our starting 3. These guys are starters on a playoff team, a top 6 team that could be in the 4th seed. Like, these guys obviously have brought something to the table, no matter how much we clown them, or else they wouldn't be here. Tibbs is a great coach, so if he sees something in these guys, and I've always said, like on my show, I've said it all the time. Everybody kills Alfred Payton, and I defend him on the show. He's a good defender. He does what he's asked to do.
Bro, I thought you said on your show, I thought you always said move over Spree, make room for.
Well, I do that. Freezy. Yeah, that's not the Knicks players though. That's the guys on my show. You know, it's the Z and Freezy podcast.
Yeah, it's the Spree and Z show. Yeah.
No, it's the Z and Freezy podcast.
Z and Freezy.
Yeah, that's what you wanted.
Hey, how about the Freezy show?
How about
no, it can't be the Freezy show.
How about the Milo show?
Hey, how about we tell Milo to spell rhinoceros?
Hippopotamus.
That's our baby, yo. We love Milo, man. We love baby, man.
Who's Milo?
He's in school right now.
Yeah.
Who is he?
He's a young Knicks fan.
Congrats.
Yeah.
And he's just like Daddy too. Freezy, he'll come on this podcast. And he came on one time and said Kevin Knox is trash.
Yes. And quick too. It wasn't even prompted.
No, he just comes on. Kevin Knox is trash.
Yeah, it was just random. Yeah, Kevin Knox is trash. You said the cereal was in the refrigerator, Daddy? All casual.
But I'm gonna tell you though, I think if he plays 25 minutes tonight, I look for that kid. He's gonna be the surprise of the night. I think. I'm going right now. I think he's my surprise of the night. I think, and I'm gonna tell you this. Did y'all see Emmanuel quickly on that bench in that Lakers game? Did y'all see the look in his face when they showed him over there?
You talking about the first time they showed him?
Yeah, I was so happy to see that look on his face. I said, "This boy, hey." I said, "We got one." I said, "We know that he stays late after games. He put in the work. He ain't looking for good time. He's about that work. And to see that look on his face, I see why Tom Thibodeau love him.
Right?
Because he can't hide his emotions, man. He can't hide them. He can't hide them. I said, man, if we had him right now, just 10 more points and we win that game, man. That was the most blatant thing about that game. And to me, Freezer, I don't know if y'all felt like this, but it looked like, and I thought about this, man. It felt like we were late in that game in regulation, that we were playing, just holding on and not trying to keep being aggressive.
You were playing not to lose.
Not to lose instead of to win. Because I mean, the offense just came to a grinding halt. It was all ISO. People weren't setting picks, getting people open. And on that last play, and I thought about it. I looked back at it with RJ. You know what RJ was doing, and I got on him about it. But what RJ was doing, what RJ always does, he brings the ball back out and wait for somebody to give him a pick, so he can try to do his thing.
Right.
Nobody gave him that pick, so he was stuck. He was stuck, and I was like, oh, that's why that play was doomed. It was doomed because if you look at RJ, anytime he get the ball, like when Julius threw it back to him with like 9 or less seconds, he's pulling the ball back up top, and he's waiting for that high pick to come.
Mm-hmm.
But Ron, you know what a mistake is though? The mistake is twofold. For one, RJ, you can't back out to 31, 32 feet. away from the rim, right? With that much time. And then secondly, you can't not communicate that pick. Hey, set the pick like when you dribble, you point to your man, set the pick right here. Mm-hmm. That's another young player mistake. You can't take for granted that the guy is going to recognize the same thing you recognize.
Exactly.
As a floor general, you got to tell people where to be. And the third thing is there was no weak side cutter action to bail out RJ in case they trapped the pick and roll or pinned it to the sideline. There was no weak side cutter, somebody slashing to the rim.
Exactly.
Or a three-point shooter on the backside. Because if all else failed and they forced him that side, he could have thrown the ball cross court, sprayed it out to a three-point shooter, and at least, regardless who the player is, we could have at least got up a decent look at the rim. Right?
You know what it looked like? The whole team panicked on that play. I'm going to just call it like I see it. The whole team panicked because if you look at the strong side of the floor, we had 3 people bunched up on the strong side.
Right.
And that was like the third time that they did that too. Because if you notice, Bullock was Macklemore was pointing out Reggie Bullock's assignments.
Right.
So that's why we wasn't able to get that corner like action going.
Right.
Not just in that last minute, but like really like the fourth and overtime periods.
Which is what we need.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that what we need to do in the last 5-10 seconds of a game is what we did this won us games. Put the ball in Derrick Rose's hands, like in New Orleans. Bless you.
Yeah, he was hurt.
Let him give I know that, but or Julius Randle's hands, like in LA. Like give them a chance to put pressure on the defense and kick it out to a shooter. You got to get simplistic because just like on offense we panicked, on defense teams like that can panic without LeBron in there.
Yeah. We were so busy trying to box out all the star players that a random guy just come up, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Just snuck on in, man. The door was open. He just snuck on in.
Yep.
All right. Hold on. So tonight's game with possibly 4 of our
Sin Mans was good.
Will you stop interrupting me?
Salute, Frank. What up, CP? We here, man.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
What up, Zach?
How you doing, Sin?
Oh man, this is the first time I seen this man face. You know what I mean? What's up, partner? I seen you in the chat, man. But hey, good to see you, man, in person. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir.
You know, I haven't seen Knicks fans this happy in a long time, man. I'm looking on my screen and everybody's smiling. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a good feeling, man. If you ain't happy this morning, there's something wrong with you, man.
I ain't never happy. I'm like Bruce Banner. I'm always angry.
And not tonight, not today. I can hear it in your voice, partner. If I was Stevie Wonder right now, I could know that you smiling. You know what I mean?
Overjoyed.
Hey, you can tell when people. You can tell when some people be so happy and excited. You can hear their smile.
Yeah, you can
hear it. They like.
All right,
long time coming, boy. Just like
tonight's game. So tonight's game. How important is tonight's game?
Very important. Very important.
We got 4 people possibly out.
Yep.
How are we going to win this game against?
Does that include Mitch? You include Mitch or no?
Come on, man. We know he's out for the season, man.
No, he out for the regular season.
He out for the regular season.
Yeah,
right. I'm talking about tonight.
What'd you say tonight? Tonight, how
quickly, Burke, possibly Derrick Rose and Reggie Bullock.
There's one more too. It seemed like, other than Mitch.
Vildoza, they have him on the scouting report too because he's on the team now. So that's where the other one comes.
It's definitely a spot.
You're asking
no Luka tonight, right? We're not getting Luka tonight, are we?
No.
No, he ain't coming until next year. They said probably.
This is how we win tonight.
No, yeah,
this is how.
Oh, go ahead.
I think this is how we win tonight because I think Julie. It depends on how the game goes. If we have a nice lead, or maybe San Antonio just isn't playing that well, I could see Julius getting some rest. But it's gonna be Frank and Knox to the rescue tonight, man. Y'all got to get ready for it. If we have any success, something is an EP. Thank you. The 3 Musketeers, or 3 Amigos. That was a better movie.
I like that. 3 What we need to do is we need to have Julius Randle start almost like he started in the Atlanta game where he dropped 44. He needs to come out strong. Derrick Rose, if he plays, but if he doesn't play, he doesn't play. But we need Julius Randle to come out and have one of those monster games and have Frank and Knox and those guys that can hit them wide open jumpers to be ready, because he got to kick it out and be unselfish. Force that double team, kick it out, and just play the defense we've played all year. We'll be fine.
Yeah, I agree with you. This is one of those games that he had to just go off. Everybody else just follow him.
Do you think it's smart to sit Rose tonight, just in case?
Yeah. It's just sit him.
I sit
him. But this game ain't that important. I
don't know. It's very important.
I say this though, Jermaine. He's not. I'm happy, and I think I'm confident in saying this. Looking at it, because somebody sent me on my Twitter feed that ankle sprain is not that bad, because he caught himself quick. It was the right ankle. You know what I mean? And you can see, like, when it happened, he pulled his leg up real quick. So I'm confident in saying, because the playoffs don't actually start, I think, till the 21st or the 22nd of May. So he'll have a lot of time.
Yeah, that's
Saturday to get right. You know what I mean?
Also, Ron, with Derrick Rose's history, if it was that serious, he would be already listed as out.
Absolutely.
Great
point, Z.
Good point.
You know, like they would have, especially with already clinching the playoffs, he would have been out.
This game ain't really.
Don't say this game ain't really. Hold on, don't say this game ain't really.
No. How you gonna tell me what to say and what not to say? I'm telling you, this game
it's not factual.
Ain't that important.
Freezy, would you say though that you still have to keep the same mentality, because if we want to compete for a championship, we got to get the best seed. And we got to take it one game at a time and not look ahead.
Yes.
Okay. So
I'm just asking, Freezy.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing where y'all miss perspective.
I'm just asking, man.
No, listen. Hear me out. So the thing is, y'all miss perspective, right? So the Knicks have clinched a playoff spot.
Yes.
Right. Now, with that said, if a playoff spot was on the line, then I'd say this game was important. But now that we're already in, it's not a win or it's not a win or go home scenario. Like if we lose tonight, it's not like our season's over and we start doing scouting reports for the draft.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In the grand scheme of things, it's important for us for playoff seeding. Mm-hmm. But the key word is playoff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's not enough. Why are you settling, man?
But that's not the point. You're not taking into account that you have to be in it to win it, and the Knicks are in it, so they have a chance to win it.
In the dance,
right? The thing I'm saying is,
all you need is a chance, not a wish.
Right,
a chance.
Right. And so what I'm saying is the point I'm trying to drive home is if this team had not clinched, and it was 3 games left to go, and we needed to win 2 games. Every game would be important for us, because you don't want to waste opportunities to make the playoffs. But in this scenario where we're already in,
this is why I'm a tanker.
No, you're a tanker.
I'm a tanker.
No, you're a tanker because
people like you are just happy just to be there.
No, it
is, because who would you rather see? Atlanta in the first round or Milwaukee in the first round?
I don't care.
I don't care. I don't care if it's the 96 Bulls.
To be the best,
you gotta be in it to win it.
To be the best, you've got to be
the thing is, CP, when you've been a guy, but when you're a team that's been struggling for so long, your first goal is to get there. And now that we got there, it's exactly what we needed to do, was just get there. So now the next step is learning how to compete when we're there. So these games, they matter somewhat for playoff seeding, but we got to focus on getting there. And my question that leads into that is, we say Mitch might be back for the playoffs, correct?
Yep.
Do you try to bring him back for like 5 to 10 minutes the last 3 games to get him used? Because we're going to need him to guard that monster if we face Milwaukee. We're going to need him to dominate. We're going to need to guard him inside and probably switch Julius Randle to Brook Lopez for the perimeter, because Brook Lopez just like to sit in the perimeter. You're going to need Mitch and his athleticism to go against Giannis, or at least give him a different look.
I will say this.
I'd do it.
Mitch, y'all know how I've talked about this subject before. It's a rough one, man, because on one end, you got the basketball side that you like to see him play. But then on the business side of it, You can't take a chance of him getting hurt again going into this last year of this deal, because we'll be at the same situation with KP, injured and basically up for a contract extension.
Right.
The thing is, though,
but the other side of me, the competitive side of me, y'all already know where I'm going at. You playing, because it's gonna cause a problem.
Yep.
Man, Mitchell Robinson is a problem. I'm telling you right now.
If there's one person,
don't talk to me about trading Mitch. I'm not talking about trading him neither. I don't want to hear it.
If there's one person that can stick, like no one's gonna just. If Giannis is on, nobody's gonna be able to contain or just stop him. You can only contain him. But what we need is athleticism. And if he's gonna play the first, like let's just say he's cleared to play the first game of the playoffs, or that's when they're bringing him back. Well, why not play him 5 minutes just to knock some rust off? 5 minutes isn't like it's going to – you're not playing him 30, 35 minutes to get into the playoffs. You're already in. Just get him out there for a few minutes, get his feet wet before the playoffs come. You know what I mean?
I'm with you on that, Zach, because –
it's an idea.
My thing is with Mitch, and this is another thing, this experience, I would hate for him to miss it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's one thing to say, oh, you on the team, but it's one thing to play in this situation. You know what I mean? Yeah. I would love.
I just know that Nerlens Noel and Taj Gibson aren't stopping Giannis, and it's going to be a free for all, and we're going to have a lot of problems.
It's going to be a team effort. But the one thing that I want to go back to Ron's point is that with our young guys, none of our young guys have ever been in a playoff situation.
Barely any of our vets too. Barely any of our vets.
Barely any of our vets. Exactly. Yeah, well, the only ones is Derrick Rose, Taj Gibson.
Nerlens Noel's been in the playoffs.
Been in the playoffs, and I think those are the only three. Yeah, those are the only three. So for our young guys, it's really important whether they're here or here next year or not. It's really important for them to get that exposure. I'm just glad that Quickly and Obi never had to experience what our younger guys had to experience with not getting to the playoffs and being finished, within like the first and
losing like 60 games.
Exactly.
Because losing gets to you, bro.
Right. So now they're in a situation where they've come from college in a winning position to now going into a playoff series in their first NBA team. So I see where Ron, is coming from. It's really important for young guys to get that playoff experience.
Yeah, and the thing, like, that's why I say, and I totally get your point, Freezy, but that's why I say these last couple of games are very important because Miami's got 2 tough games back to back. If we can at least get the 5th seed, we're going against another team with the same problem as us. They're not battle tested in the playoffs like Atlanta. If we face a Milwaukee, yes, they've come up short countless times. But they're battle tested. At least they've been there. You know what I mean?
So my point to it is not that you guys were wrong. That's not what I'm saying. What my point was I think you have to weigh one level of importance versus the other. Yeah. Like for instance, is it more important to do that you just said versus risk injuring guys worse and not going into the first round of the playoffs at full strength?
Yeah. There's 2 things you can do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got to weigh one versus the other.
But if you're relaxing the last couple of games and you're all right with the 6th seed, you better start preparing for Milwaukee now.
I'm going to tell you like this.
Preparing that box and one defense, preparing for Giannis, watching film now. Because if you're really if they're doing that plan, Freezy, then they really got to start preparing for that first round now, today.
Right. The thing is, and I'm going to just say this real quick and get out of the way. As a Knicks fan, I will regret this move for the rest of my life if we risk playing Rose and Burks and Mitch, and then those guys get hurt worse, and then we go into the first round of the playoffs, have this dream season, the Big 15 season. I call this season the Gritty Committee. Have this season right here. You know what I'm saying? Have this season here, go into the first round. And then we have to play Frank and Elfrid Payton a bulk of minutes because the guys that got us here are hurt. And then we lose. And then we regret it forever. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to just, letting the guys rest up for a few more days and then going at whoever at full strength.
All right. So
and plus Milwaukee, it's not like we can't take a couple games and really make the series interesting. And if you do that, make the series interesting, anything can happen.
All right. So my thinking on it, but the rest situation, typically with resting players, I'm not for it. Period. And I'm not. I'm gonna make that perfectly clear because when you start resting players, you throw your timing off.
Right.
You know, and you might not be able to recover and get it back. But in this instance, it's two people that it won't bother me resting: Derrick Rose and Alex Burks. Reason why? Those guys got playoff experience. They've been in the playoffs before. So it won't bother me resting them. It's them younger guys that you say, you know, that someone that say, okay, you rest them. Them guys ain't got a clue about playoff ball.
No, they got to play, bro.
You know what I mean? Because that game, if anything that Laker game did, that gave us a sense of what the playoff like. From start to finish, that game was a playoff game. Period.
25 lead changes. Yeah, that was a crazy game.
That was a playoff game, and it was a good experience. I hated that Quickly wasn't in there to get that, but hey, I ain't worrying about Quickly. He may as well be a veteran the way he plays.
Right.
But Obi and Frank, that was huge. If Knox could have got in that game, it would have been even better.
Right.
You need to get these last 3 games. You need to find time for Frank, for Knox, for these guys, Obi, especially with the injuries. 1, and for 2, that way they're ready. Like same principle I said about Mitch. Get them ready in case we need them in the playoffs. That way they don't just got to come in after not seeing any game time in the regular season. Really, you know what I mean? Get them in there, get them some time. That way when the playoffs come,
right. You mean get them experience in high leverage games. That's what we were saying in October. Exactly. That's why we were telling the Tanks and Wanksters, like Tanks and Wanksters, y'all get out of here. We want these kids to get high leverage game experience.
I just want them to be ready too for when the high leverage games come. If we need to put Frank in or Knox in for 5-10 minutes, they just had work against San Antonio and Charlotte. You know,
Yeah, Frank. Hey, Freezy, I like that you talk about that because what you were telling them to do, we blew the tracks off that tank, man. You know what I mean?
You sure did.
We blew the tracks right off of it.
Sure. Yeah,
we can't. Yeah, we can't have that tanking mindset.
Exactly.
You just can't. You just can't have it in any business. Now, if it was explained to me like, hey man, let's take a step back and take a deep breath, and then and reformulate, come up with a different plan, and then go at it, I could be like, okay, I can understand what you're saying, but to go out there and lose on purpose, I ain't never with that.
Never.
Nope.
Ever.
And now look where it got us. We're the 6th seed in the East, at least guaranteed. And most 6 seeds don't have 4 draft picks in the draft coming up, and all the salary cap in the world to add more players.
Zach, you must have read my mind of where I'm going.
You know what I mean, Ron? It's
let me throw the bombshell. Let's go to
Boston
bombshell.
did. Boston's the only team that I can remember that had this sort of situation when they were a top 2 seed in the East and ended up getting the number 1 pick because they didn't tank and still had. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, and that's what I'm getting ready to say. Do we realize how much ammunition we got to jump up in the draft? Ain't nobody talked about that.
Right.
We got enough stuff in the bank to jump up and get somebody. So that draft thing gonna take care of itself. Yep. You know what I mean? That's why I've never been one to, when the season is going on, to be talking about who we gonna pick up. I always wait till the season over to start talking about that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Because while you still have a chance to have a chance, you take it.
I'm riding every time my team suit up. I don't care what kind of season they had the year before. I'm thinking, hey, let's get to the playoffs. Let's get to the playoffs because that's what we want. You ain't gonna get a championship unless you in it to win it. You got to be in it. We in it, and I keep thinking back. Shout out to my man Spreewell with that year with the Knicks coming out of that A seed.
Right.
Come on, man.
99.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Anything's possible, man. And in the East, this year, I'll say it again. Ain't nobody in the East untouchable. Not even that team across the bridge that everybody thinking is so powerful. They're severely flawed in the worst category that I would hate for my team to go in the playoff and defense being the question.
Right.
That
or toughness.
Defense, toughness, and health. All three of them.
Right.
All 3 of them.
Right, bro.
Come on, man. You do not want to play a team that's defensive minded. No team want to play the Knicks right now, and no team want to play the Miami Heat in the playoffs.
Right.
Period.
Right. Hey, you know what? To your point. I think if we weaponize Walt Perrin,
oh my
man,
goodness.
if Walt Perrin,
yeah, you were talking about that yesterday. I remember
if Walt Perrin gets us a Donovan Mitchell out of the draft to go with this team right here.
Yep.
Hey, Freezy, people don't realize how smart of a dude this dude was, man. It ain't just the Utah situation. He was the one who had his imprints on that OKC, getting Westbrook, getting KD, and Harden. It was his imprint.
And then also, let's not forget him drafting Reggie Jackson too.
Yeah, Reggie Jackson
was really successful before he was traded there.
Serge Ibaka.
Exactly.
Yep.
Ibaka, Adams.
Yeah, and just think about that too. And I'm not trying to. I'm so in the here and now right now with the Knicks making the playoffs. It's not even funny. But just think about that. We're in the playoffs. We have a puncher's chance. Top 6 seed. It's not like a normal year where we're barely the 8th seed like the Orlando Magic are every year. We're actually and we got that squad, that front office that with these 4 picks could get like, let's say, just 4 Emmanuel Quickly types, like steals, right?
Right.
You don't even have to move up. Like with the way they draft, you could sit there and get 4 guys that can take away that could be an impact players.
Exactly.
And the thing is, what you tend to get, I'm gonna kick it right back to you, Kev.
Okay.
What you tend to get when the beautiful thing when you got a team that made the playoff, you're able to see your deficiencies clearer. That's why I was so happy about the way this schedule broke for us. All these teams that we're chasing, trying to be like, and better.
Yeah.
We see where we stack up with them. The front office get to see exactly, okay, this is what I need to fix next season. This is where I need to go. And in this draft coming up, there's some guys, man, and the thing is we're going to be able, the picks that we're going to have, if they're later picks, those are the guys who tend to stay on rosters, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
It ain't them high picks. Them the ones that flame out.
Yeah, and we've seen that. We've seen that time and time again. Everything.
Also with let's not like you to touch on also what you said, Ron. When you get to the playoffs like this, and let's say it doesn't work out for us, we lose first round, or we make it past the first round and lose in the second round, you know how much angrier and more motivated our team's going to be to get back there?
Please, absolutely.
Let's think about that.
Absolutely.
Man,
absolutely.
It's like telling the kid tonight you can have chocolate before you go to bed, and then the next night you say no.
Right. No. Yeah, exactly. So let me ask you, so I got to ask y'all this question. Be honest too. In these playoffs right now, is there a runaway favorite?
No, not in my opinion.
Brooklyn. Yeah.
I don't feel like that.
Well, that's fine, but it's going to happen.
I got what you're saying, but I don't.
You don't have to feel that way, but they're the runaways.
I don't. That's what everybody's saying, but I don't see it. When they say defense is a problem for you, and then I think about this team when we played them, and how we were playing at the time, we were not good offensively.
Right.
When we went on that stretch, that 9-game winning streak, the Knicks was averaging 118 points a game.
Still, that's fine. All that said, you'll see in about a month or two.
Okay.
As much as I hate to say it, they're...
Hey, Zach, we got your receipt, bro.
We got your receipt. We got your receit.
That's fine.
I'm gonna tell you what,
and I will admit if I'm wrong.
Don't be.
I'll be happy.
You know what, Zach? You are absolutely right.
Let me just get this clear real quick. I'll be very happy if I'm wrong. Let's just say that. Yeah, I'll be very happy that I'm wrong.
Hey, I get you.
I'm gonna tell you what. You know what's the difference between that Brooklyn team and the Warriors team that was a runaway clear favorite? That Warriors team did everything. They played defense. They played offense. This Brooklyn team doesn't do that, and they can't stay healthy. I can't sit here in my heart of hearts and say, "Oh, they declare runaway favorites." No, no, that team is flawed, and the worst. And I always go back to the old adage in sports, man. Defense wins championships, and it's been proven every team that D'Antoni is on, they do not win with that model that they're doing. Are you surprised that team don't play defense? Every place D'Antoni goes, defense don't follow.
You know what that come from, right? The old style. That's the old Doug Moe style. To score a whole bunch of. You remember the old Denver Nuggets with Alex English?
Yeah, I remember
Marcus
that. Exactly.
Yeah, and they used to score, and this is back in the day. So when I say
what did they win?
Nothing. Okay. But they used to score average like 115 a game back when everybody else was averaging like 94, right?
Yeah.
But then when the playoffs come, and you got to play in the half court, You know, they ain't did nothing. And so here's the thing too, just to drive home a point. How many playoff games have Steve Nash won as head coach?
Zero.
You know he's the head coach of the Brooklyn Nets, right? So he'll win some games this postseason, but let's not anoint him Red Auerbach, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because we had.
No one's
I'm
saying
not. I'm not talking about you, Coach. I'm not talking
Zach,
about you.
yeah. You know,
I'm just saying.
I
I'm
hate
just
Brooklyn
saying,
just like all of y'all.
Just in general.
No. Because I'm not picking on Z. What I'm saying is let's have some perspective. You know what I'm saying? Because if we say Thibodeau, an experienced coach, is taking a junkyard roster into the playoffs, you know what I'm saying? And Tibbs is going to get all the squeeze, all the juice from the squeeze with this roster, right? But Nash is at the opposite end, where he's a rookie and he has all the talent. You know what I'm saying? But what happens when the Knicks are up by 4 with 80 seconds left, and 2 of your stars have 5 fouls, and the other one is nursing an injury? What does Steve Nash do then? Against the top 5?
Yeah, that's an amazing test too. Yeah,
right. Or what happens when they had a 15-point lead with 6 minutes left to go in the game, and Julius Randle hits a 3 to cut the lead to 2 with 2 minutes left to go in the game, and everybody's like, "Coach, they figured something out." You know what I'm saying? What do we do to adjust? And he don't have an answer because he's never been there before. The answer can't be keep shooting the basketball.
Right.
Well, the thing is, that's when you have experience come in. I know D'Antoni hasn't won anything, but he's been in those situations. And also Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving have been in huge games and come through. So like you rely more on your players in that sense. But with them, it's like you said with that Denver squad or like other teams that you can think of that just were high fly all the time, just offense, and then did nothing in the playoffs. That's because when it went to a half court setting, they couldn't be proficient. But with Kyrie and KD and Harden at full strength, half court transition does not matter. They will score on you. So
I'm gonna tell you what,
offense isn't going to stop.
They can score, but they can't play defense.
That's fine. They'll outscore us.
We'll see. I wish, Zach. I wish we played them. I tell people that's who I want. The competitor in me. I don't back down. I ain't afraid.
No, me
of
too.
Nobody.
I'm just saying.
I am not afraid of nobody. But them guys are men just like I'm a man.
Right. And
we put on our pants the same way. I don't fear no. I never took that mentality in games.
And here's Zach. Here's another thing, Zach. To Ron's point as well. Even if we get swept by the Nets, what Ron said, I don't know if it was Ron or Freeze. I apologize. It'll show us. It'll show us where we have to, I guess, add those pieces, or it shows where. I forget if it was Freezy or Ron that said that and everything.
Any team that we lose to, no doubt, it'll show us what we need. Yeah,
what we need and everything.
It's tough. It's tough when you go against a team like that. And I pray to God I'm wrong, but it's just tough when you go against a team like that with all that experience, all that one of the three best offensive players in the game today, all around. And it's like the pressure's now off Harden. He doesn't have to be the number one guy. He has KD and Kyrie, so that playoff choking probably isn't going to come.
Right.
That's why I take my chance with the mad scientist, the defensive genius. Shout out to Kendrick Perkins. Kendrick Perkins said it about Thibodeau the other day, man. He said this dude, for every offense that's out there, this dude knows how to take it apart like a machine.
And to be fair, if we do play Brooklyn, we are the best equipped to stop them because of our defense, because of the way we play, because we don't have any egos. We're going to play as a team. They might self-destruct. I really hope.
I would have been more concerned with Brooklyn if they played defense, man. That's just my thing. I've never looked at teams offensively and said if they can't play defense, that I feel like they just gonna be head to shoulder. Do y'all remember what made the Bulls so dominant? Because we're going on revisionist history. What made the Bulls so dominant? It wasn't just. They was a machine offensively and defensively. Yeah. They could take you out of what you wanted to do, and they could light you up. Right. They were a complete team. Yeah. This Brooklyn team is not complete. And I can't sit here in my heart of hearts knowing that they're incomplete in a major category and feel like they're head above. If that was the case, they should have had about 10 to 15 more wins above everybody. Shouldn't even be that close in them seatings with the top 3. If they were that powerful.
They're head and shoulders above everybody else in the East because when playoff time comes, Giannis and them fade, Embiid and them fade every year. Yeah. And Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving have learned how to win.
We'll see.
That's what
Hey Zach, let me ask you a question. With the last shot, if you have Harden, Durant, and Kyrie on the floor, who's taking the last shot?
Durant.
Well, the thing is, if they put all their egos aside, then it's just whoever's open and whoever they run the right play and they make the right decision. You got to be comfortable and confident with either one of them.
Right.
That's a good problem to have.
Okay.
And as a coach, you sit there and you say, okay, whoever's open. Now if you see someone, if I'm Steve Nash, I'm cursing out any one of them that tries to shoot over a double team. With those other two guys on the court, I'm cursing them out.
Cursing them out. Yeah.
Right. But to what Ron said, real quick. Hey, my bad, Simmons.
No, go ahead.
So to what Ron said about a complete team, you never saw those Chicago Bulls take a bad shot. They would pass that ball and pass that ball and pass that ball.
They had so much talent, and they made the right play.
Mike. Mike would pass it to either Steve Kerr or Paxson.
Not always. When he learned how to win is when they did that.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. So they would pass that ball, and you would never see a cat like John Sally hoisting up a three with no time left on the shot clock. You ain't never seen no mess like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And the same thing against the Bulls. In order to make a basket, and in Chicago, they gave up baskets, but you had to work that ball and work that ball and work that ball and earn a good shot.
Yep.
Right. And so I don't think Brooklyn does that. I've seen Kyrie come down in 1-on-4 situations and shoot a 3. And you're like, what in the world are you doing? You
don't take it to the cup.
Yeah.
And the thing about it also, I'm more a fan of, if I have to be like something of Brooklyn, I'm more of a fan of their supporting cast than I am of the big 3. Well,
Mike
actually,
Jones.
I ain't a fan of none of them.
I know it's Mike James, man. Coach,
I ain't
you know
a fan
it's Mike.
of none of them.
But you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're the enemy. They are the enemy. They are the enemy. But I
was getting credit where it's due.
Yeah.
That's all I'm doing. I hope to God they lose first round. I don't care.
I want to see them.
If they lose first round, if they lose first round,
the series win.
Yeah,
that's why I want them.
Right. Yeah,
that's why I want them. With D Rose in this lineup, that's why I want them.
All right.
Yeah.
And guess what? And
a healthy D Rose.
This is something else we ain't touch on neither. You know what happens in the playoffs? Them whistles you used to get is the reason why James Harden struggles in the playoffs. Them whistles you get in the regular season, you don't get them in the playoffs.
Right.
Let that sink in.
Yeah.
It's just the pressure is going to be off James Harden with KD and Kyrie on his team.
Okay, you say that, Zach, but he ain't win nothing.
That's fine.
He got pressure. He ain't won nothing. He has pressure. Don't say the pressure's off because he got Kyrie and what you got. If anything, saying, it might be more pressure.
No, Ron. What I'm saying is, as a basketball standpoint, playing with like LeBron had less pressure on him when he left Cleveland, and more pressure to win. But in the basketball game, pressure was taken off of him by having Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh on the team. They made it easier on him. What I'm saying is Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving are going to make it easier on James Harden.
But the thing is, with that situation you comparing, it was 2 out of 3 players that didn't have a championship, i.e. LeBron and Chris Bosh. In this situation for Harden, it's 2 out of 3 people who has a championship, and he doesn't.
It's still going to make it easier for him.
So if they don't win,
and it's proven it has made it
easier. And they gave everything to get him.
And the thing is, in Miami, they had already won a chip. The organization had won a championship already. See, Brooklyn hadn't won nothing except the tackiest uniform of the year award.
Exactly.
Except for wearing acid wash. Brooklyn, y'all wore acid wash and red. You know what I'm saying? Y'all wore acid wash and red and think we supposed to respect y'all, bro. I'm a Knicks fan, bro. I don't respect the team that wear acid wash.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I'm going to tell you, it is a lot of pressure on James Harden. Make no mistakes about it. That team mortgaged their future to go get him. They got rid of their core to get him. This guy ain't won a championship. The 2 guys he's playing with don't won a championship.
Right.
There's major pressure on him.
Yeah.
Major.
Yeah, I said there's pressure on him to win. I'm saying on the basketball floor, it takes pressure off of him having to rely on KD and Kyrie instead of relying on PJ Tucker and Daniel House and Russell Westbrook.
No, I respect that point. I respect what
I'm just saying. As a basketball standpoint, it's easier to play with great players than it is to play with guys.
Offensively, there is less of a load for James Harden to carry. Yeah. So I mean, I respect that point, but what I'm saying is this, because as a basketball purist, if you're not a Knicks fan, you could look at Brooklyn and say, you know what, they have the offensive weapons to win it. But what Ron is saying, and I agree, defensively, what are you going to do when the whistles are tighter? Right? That's what I'm saying. Does Brooklyn have a guy to stop Julius Randle?
No.
Right? I don't think so, especially if Derrick Rose and RJ Barrett are on the floor playing their usual games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now do the Knicks have a guy to stop Kevin Durant? No. We ain't gonna tell
they
that
have
lie.
a guy to stop Kyrie.
So they're gonna offset each other.
But do they have a guy to stop Kyrie Irving?
Well,
unless they use Frank.
Let me finish my point. The point I'm getting at. So nobody has a guy that can stop Kevin Durant. Period. Yep. Kevin Durant is a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yep.
Period. It's like saying, it's like saying, do you have a guy on your team to stop Dr. J? No. You don't have no guy over there to stop Dr. J. He the doctor. Right. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is when we get to like what Julius Randle and Reggie Bullock said is what I think gives us a chance to be competitive with them. They have a big 3. We have a big 15.
Yep. 15.
Right.
Hey, because Ron can tell you I said that before Reggie Bullock.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
You did?
I started the big 15.
That was cool. That was cool, bro.
But you know what, Freezy? Cool. And this and shout out, Keyshawn put it in the chat and it took me back to the game we just played. Keyshawn brought up the point about how Miami lost to a lesser team, basically.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But Miami had Chris Bosh, they had Wade, and they had LeBron.
Right.
You know what I mean? And nobody going into that series thought that Dallas would have won that series.
Right.
Dallas won it. So I'm a fast forward light years to this season. We just beat the Clippers.
Mm-hmm.
The more talented team.
Yeah.
With the more talented players, but you know why we beat them? Because we played as a team.
Because we were
the better team.
Kawhi?
The better team played. The better team.
Man,
we played better. We played better.
I thought you would say we were recruiting Kawhi Leonard.
Don't worry. Don't worry. That's happening.
No, it ain't.
But
pipe dream.
Hey, ain't no pipe dream. That man ain't signed no contract yet. He's still available.
That is true.
Zach, you gotta open your eyes, man. Don't be just closed off, man.
Don't be a hoodie Cav.
Yeah, you don't close your eyes.
First, don't ever say that again. Don't ever call me that again.
Don't close your eyes, man, because there's a lot of people too that didn't think this Knicks team was gonna have a top 10 defense.
Right.
No, there's a lot of people didn't think that.
He's not coming. And,
okay.
And it's because
he told you that.
Did he tell you he was coming?
We got a chance. That's what I'm saying. That's
all you need is a chance. All you need is a chance.
That's what I'm saying. We got a chance because he ain't signed no paper yet. He's still available.
Okay.
Until I see something to the contrary, then I'll be like, well, he ain't coming. I can't say that. I ain't talked to that man to know whether or not he's coming or not.
That's fair, but you earlier you said he's coming. It's happening. Did he tell you it was happening?
I believe it's going to happen.
Did he tell you?
It's a chance. Hey, so
we got a chance.
So, Coach Zach, I'm gonna say this, and I don't know if this is the complete truth, but it's the way that I remember it. So I saw Miss Mocha, and it was a whole bunch of dudes standing around hawking, right?
No.
This is like when we were teeny boppers.
Oh no!
And so I was like, dang, how am I get the chance to go over there and holler at her? And all these dudes around, man, they won't even let her breathe. So I just walked over. I was like, I gotta take my chance right here. So I was like, yo, the police is outside putting tickets on people's cars. And dude just took off. And I was like, hey girl, I had to come over here and give you a break. I'm Uncle Freezy. And
you went up to her and said, girl, you like teddy bears?
Bam.
Don't even lie.
There it is. I don't know if that's a complete truth, but That's the way I remember
story
it.
that's smooth, man. I like.
You went up to her and said, "Girl, you like teddy bears?"
Hey, you need to put that on a movie script because that was a smooth one. That was a smooth one.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So the Kawhi Leonard thing, there's a chance, man, because I didn't think James Harden would wind up in Brooklyn.
Say that again. Say that again.
I
ain't heard you.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't saying this at Coach Zach. I'm just saying in general.
But anybody, yeah.
But yeah, I didn't think that there was a chance that Brooklyn would wind up with James Harden, and they pulled it off.
I said it too. I said that man's still under contract for about 2+ years.
Yeah,
3 total. Nah, he ain't going nowhere. He can say what he want to do, but they got his rights. When they moved him to Brooklyn, I was like, oh my goodness,
anything can happen.
Mm-hmm.
So. Yeah, it's just like with the whole way like we play and the way Tibbs' style is, they better be ready for load management before they even recruit Kawhi.
Well, you already know that would be understood. I mean that's understood before that even happened in them conversations. You know what I mean? And the thing is too, we got to think about, man. Don't forget Julius Randle went to that All-Star game. Don't forget Julius Randle.
They did him dirty in that All-Star game, though. They did him dirty.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Hey, you got to
first time.
So it's not like they let him show out. I know that, but I'm saying it's not like he showed out the whole time and was talking. You know what I mean?
But the thing is those conversations that are had that are not privy.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We know deals go down at the All-Star break. That's what the infamous Kyrie and got caught in the tunnel. And I ain't talking about the tunnel at New York. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He ain't talking about no rap concert.
You know what I mean? They got caught talking, and the rest is history. You know what I mean? Yeah. I know. I sure was watching that dynamic between Beal, Randall, and Leonard. I was looking at it.
At the same time, remember when Melo in the All-Star game was supposed to bring in guys with him? And
that's true.
Yeah. But you
remember
know
when he was supposed to?
You know what the difference was? You know what the difference?
He played with a torn ACL.
But you know the difference, though, Zach? Our house wasn't in order when we got Melo. Our house was in disarray.
I'm talking the year where Melo sat out right after the All-Star game with a torn ACL.
Yeah,
partially torn. Yeah,
we remember that. Yeah, it was a meniscus. The meniscus thing. He shouldn't even played in the All-Star game.
Whatever it was. Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. That our team has never been complete like this. The house is complete. It ain't no more renovation or you know what I mean. When you talk about how stable his front office is, the coaching staff, even the owner. Doing this thing, cutting them checks. We spending more money on coaching staff and assistants,
right,
than any other team. We are one of the few teams that actually got a full-time scout over in Europe.
Right. Yeah. Eddie C, what's good, bro?
Man.
What's happening, guys? What's happening, guys? Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you got some music playing in the background, man?
No, not necessarily.
And you got you got the State of New York Knicks podcast mic going. Everything okay?
I'm on a laptop. I'm on the laptop with my headphones on. So hold on a second. Let me just close this door, maybe.
But,
Ron,
you know the players I want, and they fit the timeline.
Oh
of
man,
this team
go ahead and say it, cause man.
You know the reason I say it, Kawhi, and it's not even really much his age because he's still very effective. It's not even a question, but there's something wrong with that leg, and that worries me. And I know this other guy's hurt, but he's also only 22, and a team that's blowing it up. Our draft capital could get him right now.
Jonathan Isaac.
Oh my goodness, that dude.
And Lonzo Ball.
I was trying to remember him because I remember the name. And then
you weren't a believer. Ron.
When I threw on that video, I said, "Oh my goodness!"
7'6" wingspan, 6'11", can shoot
He's
the
tough,
ball,
man. He's
can
tough.
take it inside. Will be the best perimeter defender in the league. He will be the best perimeter defender in the league in 3 years.
It's a shame when I looked at that guy. I said, "This guy."
You want to talk about a Giannis stopper?
Obscurity.
He will be a Giannis stopper.
He's an obscurity. I was like, this dude is not on a national stage anywhere. I said, this dude talent.
Yeah. And he's only getting better. And he's a project
needs to be
on
seen,
offense. Man. But he's getting better.
Who are you talking about?
Jonathan Isaac.
But I wanted to talk about this, fellas. Hey, I feel sorry for the guy. But man, the Knicks dodged another one. Office Depot.
Oh yeah! Oh yes!
What happened with him?
Oladipo.
Yes, indeed.
Quad surgery.
Oh, yeah. No.
Quad surgery again.
Prayers up to him, though. You hope he comes back.
Yeah,
he was fun to watch when he
was
in Indiana.
I hope he comes back, man. But that ain't good. That ain't good.
No, not at all.
Another one that the New York Knicks dodged. Remember
what happens?
We were looking at getting him.
Ron, what happens when Miami doesn't want to re-sign him because that we can get him on like a Alec Burks, Derrick Rose deal because of his injuries?
Prove it deal. I'll take
1
him
year
on
like $5 million. 1 year.
I'll take him on that because at that. Yeah, off the bench. I wouldn't expect much from him. You know what I mean?
Saying, that would
I
be
get
huge.
what you're saying though. Yeah, like a vet minimum. Yeah, vet minimum. Yeah, I take him on a vet minimum. But man, I feel sorry for the guy because wasn't he in a contract year?
Yep.
Oh man, come on, man.
Yep.
Well, talent. A lot of talented players have been robbed with injuries, man. I think about Brandon Roy too.
Greg Oden.
Yeah.
He was hurt before his career even started.
Yeah.
Man, the Knicks dodged that one. You see him?
Tracy McGrady, one of my favorite players ever.
Oh, Tracy was a beast, boy.
He was something special. He was Durant before
Tracy was a machine.
Which is why again, this management team is no slouch at all. They are no slouch at all.
No, sir.
They've seen everything that we've done in the past and said that we're not going to make those same mistakes.
Yeah.
Who could forget what we did? Who could forget when we got McDice? Remember that one?
Oh,
Steve Francis,
Tracy McGrady.
Didn't we get Mobley too?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I don't really.
I forgot he
didn't play for us. He didn't even play for us. Right?
Yeah, he was the one that didn't play. I know one of them didn't play.
When we signed Lamar Odom and
that's why you know what? I don't even really believe when these reports come out that we were interested in certain players and this and that because the media will somebody can say something and then the media will just put it out there so they can just put it out there so they can have content and stuff like that.
Depends on who it come from. If it comes from Ian Begley,
exactly,
like Begley outruns with.
Exactly.
You remember
that's
when
true.
They started that mess? It was like for like a week this season that Luka Doncic might force a trade to the Knicks.
Yeah, that was just somebody.
Yeah, those are just.
Don't play with my emotions. I love Luka Doncic. Don't play with my emotions.
They were
like
selling
that.
papers big time. They got it right. Luka was coming. It wasn't that Luka.
Right. Wrong Luka.
Well, I'm sorry, guys. I heard Luka and thought it was.
Man, it's a beautiful thing, though, man. I'm so excited, man. I can't, man. Oh, man. Hey, Derrick Rose jersey. I gotta help to go get it, man. I gotta help to get.
I'm gonna have
jersey,
to wait
man.
till he resigns.
Hold up, Ron. Ron, ain't you the one that said don't be attached to any player?
I ain't attached. I'm attached to performance, man.
Listen to you, Frank.
Yeah, we gotta be very careful.
Listen to you, Franker.
We gotta be very careful. Actually, now that you mentioned Frank, I don't know, but for some reason, I think he has a place in this organization.
Tom Thibodeau said that.
I don't know if to me, he just looks like the type of player that may not overwhelm you in the regular season. The statistical category is not going to overwhelm you in the regular season. But when it comes to playoff time and there's a lot of half-court basketball, Ntilikina is a great basketball player to have on your court.
So, Eddie,
let me ask you
that.
Eddie, airball and layups.
Eddie,
hit the shot clock on his threes.
Forget you, Zach. Eddie, let me ask you this.
What happened, Zach? Zach, keep that hate to a minimum, please.
Yeah,
it is a minimum. I have on my show. I have
it's not love.
Yeah,
it's not love or hate towards a player. It's strategically placing certain players in your system. It's more of a strategic matter than a love-hate towards any player at all. You know what I'm saying? I don't function like that. I'm not a type of dude that gets attached, like you guys said, to players. It's just the right player, how much he's worth, if he fits.
So, Eddie, let me ask you a question. If and when we do play the Nets and towards the end of the game on defense, could you see a scenario? Wait a minute, Zach. Hold on. Could you see a scenario where Frank is playing on Kyrie, Bullock is playing Harden, and Randall is playing
Durant.
Playing Durant. Could you see a scenario like that? I'm not asking if we win or nothing like that, but
of course, because even if we see it, it looks like on paper it could be these are just strictly defensive defensive positions.
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
At the end of games, when we need to stop, Derrick Rose might not be able to. Frank Ntilikina is a better defender, right? So you would put a better defender on at that point. But needless to say, even if we do think so, it's really, really up to Tom Thibodeau to say, okay, I'm going to put you in this position.
Absolutely.
Or if they had a talk beforehand to let them know, listen, I'm going to need you in these positions here so that I need you to be ready, that that you might come in for a couple of seconds, you might then come out, you then might so get your head ready, because this is your
this is it. This is first playoff.
Just remember though, Kevin,
this is your job. This is your job here.
Tibbs has forgotten more about basketball than we'll all know. So
exactly.
whatever decision he makes, I rock with it. And you could almost see, like, for me, if I was coaching the team, I probably in that situation, I'd probably keep Rose out there solely because Rose has been there and done that. He knows what a high leverage game means. Frank does not. So he might, but Rose's IQ and a team defensive, because our defense is based on team defense, not one-on-one defense.
Defensive concepts.
Yes, and Derrick Rose obviously understands that concept because we don't lose a whole lot defensively when he's on the court.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And don't misunderstand, because those situations can happen 2 minutes left in the game, a minute left in the game, and Derrick Rose might be there for the last possession. There's a lot of people that might say, why did he keep Derrick Rose in the last possession? Let's say something happens that he was left in 20 seconds left to defend the Kyrie. Why would he keep him there? If we had played Frank Ntilikina on defensive possessions and he left him out in last possession, because if Kyrie or whoever makes the shot misses, somebody gets the rebound, passes to Derrick Rose, he gets fouled, he's an 80% free. You want to have a Derrick Rose at the free throw line at that point.
You want to have a Derrick Rose in the game at all.
So you have to think 2 steps ahead as to say, why was Ntilikina there on the defensive possessions, but the last possession of the game he wasn't? And that's the reason why.
If you don't have a timeout to get a man back in to substitute,
exactly.
Situations
so
like
many
that.
different variables.
But
that's the situation that happened last game.
I can tell you this: Frank Ntilikina, with what he did to Kuzma, he has solidified himself with some kind of minutes. I'm telling you right now, you're going to see Frank in the playoffs.
So
you're
going to see
him because with Kuzma is like 6'9".
Yeah.
And the biggest knock where everybody was saying why Frank don't need to play small forward, and I was one of the proponents for it, is putting him at that small forward. Frank got length. He has length, and where he doesn't have the height, that man got like a 7'1" wingspan.
Come on.
He would have got that rebound that Rose missed last night. Rose missed last night.
Yeah, I can't say that because it depends on where he would have been. That's the thing.
That's the other thing.
If you look at that play,
nobody's gonna argue about Rose's minutes compared to Frank's minutes, but Frank should have been out there instead of RJ. Nobody would have said that.
Not a single person is ever going to argue about Frank.
I definitely said that. Mm-hmm. Frank had it going, and that was a perfect game where you just let. And that's why I was shocked by Tibbs, because normally Tibbs just stayed with the hot hand, and Frank had the hot hand. RJ didn't have it.
Tibbs never stayed with the hot hand. Never. Not once.
I won't say he never stays with the hot hand, because he did it. He did it. Remember when Derrick Rose fouled out, and he brought Quickly back in, and he let Quickly play the whole fourth quarter, had Alfred Payton available, and didn't play Alfred Payton for the rest of that game. He just stuck with Quickly. There's been instances where Tibbs have let the hot hand stay out there, and there have been instances, to your point, where he's pulled the hot guys and put them on ice. But that was a game, I agree with you. That's a game that Frank, especially because the way Frank had been playing, he had been struggling. And the guy finally shows that, okay, he's putting it together. Defensively, he reverted back to the old Frank that we saw when we first got him. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, we winning this game. We win this game. But I'm going to tell you, when I saw RJ come back in the game, I said, we in trouble.
Yeah. So to your point, right, Ron, when you said about Frank and his defense is digressing, right?
Yeah.
I seen a stat. Roy Hebrew said this: when Frank plays over 23 minutes, that you start to see Frank unravel in the best ways. Like, his offense starts to pick up, his defense becomes almost elite. Like, even though on a base level, it's better than average.
Yeah,
so I feel like with more time, if Frank is in longer, then you see better stints of Frank.
I'm with you on that.
That's no doubt, no doubt.
You got
to
get in spot minutes, especially when you're getting spot minutes.
He's not going to get those. You can't.
Yeah, if you're just getting
Frank
5 minutes and stuff like that, that ain't.
There's a reason though. You can't afford to give Frank 30 minutes, 25 minutes. You can't afford to do that.
I agree, Zach. You can't give Frank 30 minutes.
You can't afford to have him, especially in the playoffs, have him play 25, 30 minutes just to get going. No. You have to win every single minute of every game.
So that's why you develop during the regular season.
Oh, we talking about Frank Ntilikina.
Why are we talking about player development?
And players that are better than him. Players that are better than him.
Because you need these.
Was it situation? The situation with that Lakers game. The situation with that Lakers game. Had we not thrown Frank up there, you left RJ trying to guard Kuzma. Lights out, Tony. We wouldn't even had a chance to win. Kuzma was so hot in that game. Kuzma was comfortable. He was very comfortable. Once Frank came in there, all that stopped.
All that changed.
That's what we're talking about. Just situational. You can't.
Kyle
Kuzma
was also Kyle Kuzma was also very streaky, on his best day. So he can.
Yeah, but when
he can go hot for a half, but he can get hot for a half. No matter who's guarding him, I've watched him a lot. He can literally just fall off no matter who's guarding him. It's Kyle Kuzma,
Yeah.
Well, I think he
not that Frank didn't do a good job.
I think he likes the matchup against RJ Barrett a lot. Like he did it the first game.
I think we just overrating Frank, man. I think we overrating Frank.
Yeah, they are.
You know what? I'm crazy. You are the true emperor. You are the true emperor.
I told you what my thing is with Frank.
The dark lord of the Sith.
He's situational for me. That's
Kev gave up.
Yeah.
Kev, you remember when you gave up on Frank?
Yeah, I did. I was wrong. I had a moment. I had a moment. I had a moment of clarity.
None of us are 100% in all the stuff that we say. You know what I'm saying? The fact that you jumped off the Frank bandwagon. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and not just jumped off.
I was wrong.
You declared your freedom.
Wrong.
You were like the new divorced woman that got a tattoo and cut her hair.
I hope Andy don't come on here, man.
I'm available.
I hope Andy don't come on here, man, because he's looking for the link.
What was funny about it, though, was the very next day, not even 48 hours,
he jumped back on
up.
Oh, Kev knows. I called Kev right after that game. Kev knows. But I'm saying, Kev gave up on Frank months before that.
I had my head in shame. I was like,
Sin, remember when I offered you the jersey and you never followed through by giving me your information? That's because Kev never followed through and gave up.
First of all, I followed
guys. See, the thing is this, like, you can't give up on any of these players.
Yes,
you can't give up
on
Frank. You can't give up on Kevin Knox. You can't give up on Obi Toppin.
Shout out to Hoodie Kev.
The organization already gave up on Frank. They didn't extend his contract. They already gave up on him.
It's going to bite them next season. It's going to bite them. It's going to bite them
at the end of the season.
Hold up. I see Sergeant Knicks man, G-Man in the chat
you
there.
Mean Cowboys fan for life? You mean Cowboys fan for life? Say his name with respect. It's Sergeant Cowboys fan for life.
Sergeant Cowboys.
I tell you this though. Like I said earlier, man. I'm gonna keep reiterating it, man. We at a point now in the season where anybody wearing the Knicks uniform, I'm pulling for you, man. Yep. I'm not gonna knock anybody down.
Yeah, exactly.
Period. I'm at the point, man. When the end of the season come, all that who flying, who leaving on that plane. That we'll talk about that stuff then, man.
Talk about that later.
Right now, we got to figure out what we're gonna do with what we got. You know what I mean?
I don't want to see a single thing about Alfred Payton in the group chat.
Oh, hey,
no, sir.
Trust me, exactly.
No, sir.
Not one thing.
If you know my history,
yep.
When I say I'm gonna do something, I do it.
Yeah, I know, Ron.
Are you a man of your word?
Like what I said about RJ. When I said RJ. I'm not talking about trading RJ no more.
I know.
Right.
I took that off of the table. Period.
I know. I know you're a man of your word. I'm
gonna tell you, Alfred Payton. I've figured out about Alfred Payton. I got to separate what I would like for him to do, and just concentrate on what it is that he does.
Yep.
What he does, he plays very good defense.
Yes.
I got to give him that, and he has an ability to get to the basket, put stress on players.
Get bigs in foul trouble.
Yeah, he can do that. I got to give him that. Now, all the other stuff, The shooting, it is what it is.
It's like if we're fortunate enough, Ron, if we're fortunate enough to get Atlanta in the first round, what he will do to Trae Young, he'll abuse him.
Right. Oh yeah, absolutely. He'll beat him up. He'll beat him up
on both sides of the floor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you, real quick. I'm gonna tell you why G-Man don't want to come on here
because he's a Cowboys fan. He don't want to admit it.
That also, but on last night on Freezy's show,
and Kev has a new shirt on.
Yeah. On Freezy's show, they had a debate of this movie Candyman, where if you say Candyman's name 5 times, he appears. G-Man kept saying 3, and it was already proven that it's 5 times. That's why he ain't coming on here. That's why he ain't showing
when he's wrong.
He ain't gonna admit when he's wrong. He ain't gonna admit when he's wrong at all. He ain't gonna admit it all. He ain't even come here.
Kev, you're just always wrong. So you want to hear that?
Kev, G-Man said he's working.
Oh, he's working? What's he working on? He got enough rest.
He's knitting his next cowboy blanket.
Oh wow!
So I got a question for y'all, man. How far y'all think the Knicks go?
First round, second round, top.
Are you assuming everybody's healthy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
First round, maybe
all things created equal.
First round win at the most.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Eastern Conference Finals. I'm riding with my man Chris out there in Oklahoma, man.
Chris, remember on my show, he said when we were down to 2 games below 500, he said the Knicks were going to go on a 10-game winning streak. He was off by 1.
Yeah, he said laughed at him. Zach. He said
everybody laughed at him.
He said we were going to win 40 games, and he said the Knicks were going to the Eastern Conference Finals. All those things is pretty much right there. You know what I mean? We still got an opportunity to get 40 wins.
Right.
Exactly.
And when I look at the Eastern Conference, depending on how stuff plays out, with this defense, I mean, we are number 1 in the most important category on defense, in my opinion. Points allowed.
Right.
Points allowed. When we show up in your building, your points total come down.
You know what doesn't make sense about those stats? That stupid ass, pardon my French, but stupid ass deficient net efficiency.
Yeah.
We're number 1 in points per game allowed. We're number 1 in field goal percentage. How can you get more efficient? We allowed the least percentage and the least points. How is there more efficiency than that?
So that's basically telling me that you don't take as many threes when you play us, and you don't make as much as when you play in other teams.
And some nerd
and somehow we still not the number 1 overall defense. That's crazy.
Some nerd wanted to hit on the Knicks. Well, they're number 1 in every real category. Yeah, they're 5th.
Yeah, let's just make up one. Let's just make up a new category.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. But that's why I say, man, with this top-notch defense, the biggest scare for the league is the Knicks scoring points. Because that's what they were probably saying all the season long. Boy, they can play some defense. Boy, if that offense ever catch up, we have a problem on our hands. When we was on that streak, the offense have caught up with the defense. Because we were reeling off 118, and that was good enough for 3rd overall at that clip for a whole season.
Right. And the three of you have known me ever since I started coming on these YouTube things. And what I said in the beginning was, and still throughout, was that Tibbs had to make a decision to start this season in order to be competitive. Focus with the short off season and short training camp, short preseason. You have to focus on one side of the ball, right? And he focused on defense. And I said during the season, the rest will catch up.
Yep.
And we will be nasty.
Right. Yep.
That's why we've gotten better, and that's where the addition of Derrick Rose loomed big. Because as soon as Derrick Rose came in, I think our point at that time we were averaging like 104, and then we started jumping up to like 109, 110 with Derrick Rose, and I'm like, okay. You can see it. The numbers were bearing out when you saw it when Derrick Rose was on the floor, how that offense looked.
And when Johnny Bryant became in control of the offense, like I told you, he's our next head coach. He needs to be our next head coach.
Oh yeah. When Tom Thibodeau already retired, we're going to do a transfer of power. That way we keep the thing rolling. And that's how you any good business run, man. Next man up from within. You don't go if you're trying to say we're going to establish this culture. Why you go away from what was working? After the person retires,
if a new head coach comes in, it's a new culture again.
Yeah, exactly. It's not the same culture. You know what I mean? I never could. And the Knicks have finally gotten it right. They've finally gotten it right. And
say that again, Ron. Teams. Something you always say. Say that again.
The Knicks have finally gotten it right, man. And I'm so happy. Thank you, Minnesota.
I'm not crying. Chicago. You're crying.
Thank you for giving up on this
There's
guy.
actually somebody crying. I was
Top
on Twitter,
5
somebody
coach.
was crying.
Tibbs got the guy fired that they hired to replace him. Let that sink in.
Yeah. All right, Zach. You asked it seems like everybody answered. I'll answer your question.
Which question was
I
that?
didn't get a chance to answer Ron's question. I was waiting for a man to finish.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
So Ron asked us how far.
It's Ron. That's right.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't ask nothing.
So I'm thinking NBA Finals, and here's why.
Okay.
Here's why. Right.
Stole my thunder, but okay.
Our Achilles heel this season defensively is bigs in the paint. Right. If we get a pathway where we don't play a Joel Embiid, I think it's a wrap for us to make it to the finals. Because no other team, see, these teams depend on the teams that we're facing in the playoffs are going to give us 2 games. And here's why. I'm going to say they're going to give us 2 games, but I'm going to address that second. And I'm going to address the first thing first. Without a big dominating our painted area, our team defense can smother their perimeter scorers.
Yep.
Regardless whoever they are. Harden, Kyrie, Durant, Giannis, Simmons, you can name them all, right? Trae Young, you can name them all. Our team defense is superior than an individual's offensive game, right? Kevin Durant can catch fire against us and go 11 for 28, right? But that's 11 for 28, bro. Right? He can finish with 31 points off of 11 of 28 shooting, right?
That's a mellow game.
But what else is going to go on around, for that team, right? So here's the thing. And right, so that's giving us a game, right? Where their star just plays inefficient. Here's where teams give us the 2 games off the muscle. In the regular season, these teams that live and die with a 3-pointer can live each game because if they get off a little bit, they can make an adjustment and move to the next city, right? They don't like they. So if you have a bad shooting night in Washington, well, it's off to Philadelphia. Well, if you have a bad shooting night against New York, guess where you're off to? The hotel to come back and play in 2 days, right? And now we have this stuff on tape. We're like, okay, this is the adjustment that we made, and they couldn't figure it out. And so we won that game. They're going to try to figure this thing out. And so the thing is 3-pointers can save you, but they can also sink you. Yeah. And that's why teams that don't have a certified bucket getter in the playoffs can't advance. It's the reason why the Bucks can't advance because into Toronto Raptors, right? When Kawhi left. And they had Pascal Siakam as their bona fide bucket getter. Guess what happened? They lost in the second round, right? Giannis, once you flip the 3-2 zone on Giannis and he can't get his momentum going, bro, it's a wrap. And long 3-point misses leads to fast breaks the other way, right? Yep. Open court the other way, right? You want teams shooting threes and missing. That's why when Ron Cleveland and myself played high school basketball, the coach said, if we up by 10, if you shoot a 3, I'm going to punch you in your face. Because what happens is say Ron come down and the defense sag off of him, they trapping him into shooting that 3 because they know if Ron if he missed, it's a long rebound and we can get in transition and run the other way because his big is under the rim, right? So in a fast break situation, his big is not going to outrun speedy guards back to the basket. And now you have 3-on-1s, 3-on-2s, situations like that. So I said all of that to say this. Teams are not going to be able to keep up a ferocious 3-point pace against the Knicks.
So you made me think about something else. I'm glad you said that.
Because I think we number 1 against teams we were number 1 against teams shooting 3-pointer.
We're still number 1 in the field.
You just made me think about something, right? Mm-hmm. When teams shoot those 3s, right? We know they're long rebounds when they miss. Right. So for a team like the Nets that struggles to play defense, you just made it worse.
You just coupled that.
If them threes ain't falling.
Right.
And that's why I'm not too concerned about them like that. Right. Yeah, I know who they are. Don't get it twisted. I know them guys are tough.
But they have certified bucket getters now.
Yeah, they got bucket getters, but they're flawed in the worst category.
Yeah,
the worst.
The other thing is, I keep mentioning this a lot. The body of work that we've done throughout this whole season, it can't be unnoticed. It can't go unnoticed.
You ain't got to worry with that, partner.
Yeah. So when you have a coach like Tibbs, who lives and breathes this more than I think than any other coach in the league right now,
short of Popovich.
Short of Popovich. Absolutely right. Short of Popovich.
I say don't disrespect Pop.
No, I can't. I can't. But, well, the reason why I shouldn't disrespect him because
he's the best ever.
Finals so in the kinds. But then who's right under him?
Yep.
Who's right under him?
Tibbs is one of the best coaches ever.
Exactly.
Yeah. I love that guy, man.
Exactly. So Freezy, when you mention you got to go back to the hotel, you best believe he's looking at that, and Tibbs is looking at that and saying, okay, I see where they were beating us on this right here, this place right here. I'm gonna nullify that, and you'll see the next game that team won't.
Also,
be able
don't
to get
forget
what
this,
want.
guys. Don't forget this. In the playoffs, your rotation shrinks.
Yeah.
So when your rotation shrinks, like that's where Tibbs really excels, because now we're not gonna be able to sit here on this podcast on the beautiful Knicks at Night podcast, like after a game, and sit there and say, well, why did Obi do this, or why did Frank do this, or blah blah blah. No, because if they're not going to play if they're not contributing to winning. So we're not going to have those boneheaded plays as much as we did even in the regular season when we were still winning games.
Boy, it's so good to have a competent coach, man.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why all your people were getting on him. I said, don't do that. He deserves his respect.
I'm going to tell you,
adjustments when they need to be made.
He has been
a great
consistent,
coach,
man. Oh yeah, we didn't try out 17 different lineups.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Before that's
why I have no faith in the Nets, because their starting five hasn't been together all season.
That's because they're waiting for this moment.
I think it's gonna bite them. I think it's gonna bite them. I think it's gonna bite them. Case in point, look at what happened with the Clippers last year, and where did the Clippers go?
I'm gonna tell you
also, Paul George has never no championship experience like Kyrie and KD. At least there's two of the three that have championship experience.
The biggest challenge is gonna be for Brooklyn is, I think, really in their own head. Really,
in their head. Yeah,
that's who is willing to take the back seat.
Can they put their egos aside?
That's gonna be their biggest challenge come playoff time, because it's easy to do it in regular season, but when you make a name for yourself, we know it's in the playoffs, and that's why I'm so happy for Julius Randle this year, man. That dude, Julius Randle.
What you smile for?
Checking for Julius Randle, what he did to AD the other night.
Freeze get ready to say something.
Yeah, Freeze get ready to say something.
What Julius Randle did to AD the other night, ladies and gentlemen, I was so happy that they didn't cheat us, because a lot of times you see superstars, they don't guard each other. You know what I mean? They find them cross matches to get a guy off of them. Them guys played each other straight up.
And that was a great game.
I loved it. I loved it.
But they both did really well. You know, they had that was a great.
But individual battle goes to Julius Randle.
Yeah.
The win, of course, you know how that played out.
Yeah.
So I was laughing because there was this show. I don't know if y'all remember it or not, but it was this show that used to come on CBS back in the day called The Odd Couple. And when the Odd Couple used to come on, the announcer was like, can these two guys live together amongst themselves without driving each other crazy? Yeah, you remember that? And so when Ron was talking about, when y'all was talking about KD and Kyrie and James Harden and everybody
Blake Griffin,
and all this, and all this joint, and so I was like, hey, salute G-Money, and I was thinking like, can these three players coexist without driving each other crazy? And so the thing is
Kyrie already crazy.
Yeah,
certified.
Soon as James Harden get there,
he a cool dude though. I like him.
Yeah, they play two games, and James Harden and Kyrie is like, oh, okay, what we'll do is just switch positions. He'll be the point guard, and I'll be the two guard.
Yeah.
And so you're like, wait a minute, Kyrie, you played point guard your whole career,
and
James Harden come to town, and you move to the two. And you think that's going to work in the playoffs against RJ Barrett? I ain't sure if this is gonna work. And I'm not for sure if that small ball lineup they roll out there with Kyrie, James Harden, Joe Harris, Kevin Durant, and Jeff Green at center is gonna be enough for us to lay down against them in the playoffs.
All the earmarks of D'Antoni. That's D'Antoni all the way. And that's
right. Steve Nash was his coach on the floor.
What's the definition of insanity?
Yes.
Chaos.
Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome.
It's the same thing, just different players.
Yeah.
Hey, and you know what? Yeah. I'm glad we gone there. Because let's go back and think about when D'Antoni had what looked like the most unstoppable team, period. That doggone Phoenix team?
Yep.
Man, do people forget how efficient that team was offensively?
Right.
What stopped them?
They wouldn't let Joe Johnson play. If they didn't let Joe Johnson play, they'd have been NBA champs. You know
what I'm saying? Also, there was that stupid call against the Spurs or something.
But the team that got
2007,
But the team that got
they would have won it that year if it wasn't for that.
They played a dude named Leandro Barbosa over a dude named Joe Johnson.
But the team, that got him was the better all-rounded team. You know what I mean? That wasn't
Spurs,
just hot in one particular area. They were very efficient offensively and defensively, and that's the thing. That's why, like I said, this West, the Eastern Coast this time, man, this Eastern Conference is not what it was in years past. And the beautiful thing about basketball is seeing every season has a mind of its own, man.
Right.
And this season, for us to be even sitting here in the playoffs is really unbelievable.
And get home court potentially. We're not that far back at the lineup.
we ain't even done. Shout out to you, G Money, man. But
salute Z, salute man, salute Uncle Freezy.
Man. All Knicks fans, I don't care who you are. I don't care even if you was one who wasn't on board early on. Hey, if you're a Knicks fan, man, right now I ain't got nothing but love for you, man.
Enjoy the moment.
I know your pain. I know your pain. We all been
enjoy the moment.
You know what I mean? Let's just enjoy this thing, man. Whatever happens, you know, hey, we're gonna be better for it, and we worry about next season when we get to next season, man. Let's get ready for the playoffs.
My cousin, who's also my assistant coach, like when I coach, he's also a huge Knicks fan, and we were talking in the beginning of this season before preseason even started, and I was like, they're not going to have any fans in this year. And they didn't even talk about letting capacity and, when the start of the year. And I was like, wouldn't it be just horribly Knicks and horribly hilarious if we made the playoffs this year and Knicks fans can't even enjoy it in the Garden? And he was laughing we were both laughing ain't that going to happen? You crazy. I know I'm stupid for saying it. Sorry.
Sorry. Something, Zach.
And then look,
man.
I just got on the phone with him last night when we clinched and I was like, remember what I said to you? This is a crime. We can't even go to the game.
Right. Y'all are like the bad luck charm.
Well, you guys,
the good luck charm.
Good and bad.
Thank you, Cavs. Thank you, Kevin Love. Thank you, Damian Johnson, former Knicks. Thank you, Colin Sexton, for giving us this party, for helping us clinch. Thank you, man.
It reminds shades of Andy Dalton helping Bills Mafia get to the playoffs.
Hey, we need to send the Cavs a gift. We need to send them a gift.
Let's send them a Julius Randle jersey.
Yeah, we need to send him a gift, man. But hey, fellas, I gotta run, man. Hey, it's been
I gotta get out of here.
A lot of joy, man. I appreciate y'all 100%, man. We here, New York. We here, man. We here. It's been a long time.
We what?
Building.
We what?
We are here. My daughter was 4 the last time we was in the playoff, man. She about to be a teenager this year.
I was a junior in high school.
Claude, have mercy.
I was a freshman in high school.
How old are you, Jimmy?
Wow. 22.
Yeah, I'm 26. Okay, so that makes
Man, this is a beautiful
getting old,
thing,
G Money. We're getting old.
Yes, we're getting old, man. Yes, sir, man.
And if you haven't subscribed to the Blorange Tears, Nick at Night, the Morning Drive, make sure you do. Turn on those notifications, tap the bell, and go over to that merch store too. You heard me? Because I got some things coming too, Freezy. Hey. I'm about to get everything that I want. Right now. I'm buying it. I'm buying everything. Derrick Rose jersey. I gotta get Derrick Rose jersey. For obvious reasons, man. Somebody asked me, Freezer. They said, "Which jersey you gonna get from Derrick Rose?" And I thought that was a good question, right? I said, for me, it's only one, and it's not because we made it to the playoffs. It's the jersey that he's wearing right now because we allowing Derrick Rose to play Derrick Rose game. When Derrick Rose came in the first time, we didn't allow him to play his game, man.
Yeah,
we tried to make him
18
something he
points
ain't,
a game,
and he still was doing damage.
If it wasn't for Melo and KP taking all the shots, he would have been an all-star that year.
Oh yeah, probably.
Very well would have.
And also there was drama. There was too much drama.
So it for me is that Derrick Rose jersey, man. Derrick and Julius, man. Them guys, man. Oh man, this whole team, man. I can't believe what I'm seeing, man. I'm forever the most optimist, man. But I must admit, playoffs, I wasn't expecting playoffs. I was expecting 30 games, and top 10 defense. I didn't think we would be where we're at right now. I'm sorry. That I was not thinking about. But I should have been on that train.
If you say you think that, then you're a liar.
So I was thinking. Hey yo, and so I gotta get out of here too, man, because I'm dead tired, man. I got some things I gotta do at like 2:00 too.
Oh, how dare you?
I know. Talking about get some sleep. I'll probably get like 38 minutes of sleep.
I'm gonna get a solid 23 minutes today,
and then jump up and do some other stuff, man. But so G Money, how far do you think this team is gonna go in the playoffs?
Second round. I think we can win the first round. If I had to make a guess, I think we'll play Atlanta. I think Miami's going to drop off a little bit.
Yep.
I think we'll play Atlanta. I think we can beat Atlanta. Personally, for me, I want home court advantage. I want home court. I think we can win in Atlanta, but here's why I think we can beat the Hawks. The Hawks have a lot of shooting, but they're not very experienced. Other than Clint Capella and Gallinari.
We're a great matchup for Atlanta. And don't forget, Atlanta, even if they get home court, Knicks fans travel, and they'll be there more than Atlanta fans.
Right.
We're going to put a contingent togetger to go. Hoodie Cap told me to tell everybody, if you're interested in going, DM Hoodie Cav on Twitter, so that we can get some details.
And it may happen next weekend.
Because we have to have a number in place before we can, start taking over the place. Because we're gonna take over
Twitter, so let him know I'm there.
Okay.
And the second round, assuming we beat the Hawks, we play the Sixers. I think we can win 2 games on the Sixers at home. I think so. I don't know if we can beat Philly. I think we're a piece or 2 away from beating Philly or Brooklyn, but I think we'll be a tough second round and out. I think we'll give our best effort, no matter what happens. It's been a fun season for all of us.
Absolutely,
it's been amazing.
It wouldn't have met if it wasn't for this season. None of us. Think of that.
Hey, Cornerstone Kev, somebody in the chat got something for you.
Oh Lord.
Oh jeez.
Somebody in the chat got somebody.
Back.
He got
back to talk to Luke. Chuck, where were you been,
Chuck?
Where you been, Chuck? We literally clinched the playoff berth. If you haven't noticed.
I have no.
If you haven't noticed, we're playoff bound.
Yeah,
he's playoff bound, and we'll be playing by next weekend.
He's a coward anyway. Let's call it what it is. He's a coward.
Man.
Yeah, he is. You know why? You know why?
Hold on, Kev. Not everyone can just sit at work drinking a red Solo cup, being on a YouTube podcast. Not everybody can do that, bro.
That's a good one, Zach. But what I mean is, where everybody on this panel can admit when they're wrong.
Yeah, I did.
Where Hoodie Kev, well, I haven't really heard Hoodie Kev yet.
Everything he speaks.
Yeah, Hoodie Kev will do it.
Yeah.
Hoodie Kev will.
Everybody has admitted when they're wrong. This guy hasn't. He hasn't come on and said, you know what? I was wrong about where we projected, about many of the players. He hasn't done none of that.
Well, he didn't admit that he was wrong about DSJ 17-7.
Oh, no. He didn't admit that either.
Well, so Dennis Smith will be watching the playoffs with us. So
yes. So you know what, Zach, you are right. Coward is a little bit too strong.
Way too strong. He's still part of our Knicks family, man.
Yeah, he's part of the family, bro.
I'll say he's weak-minded.
No, man, that's still too strong.
What? No, I'm just upset because this guy, he went on such a tangent of making sure that we all knew that we weren't making the playoffs at all, that we were going to win under 20 games. And now that we're above 20 games and
make it 40,
I
guess all of us were thinking the same thing though when the season started. He just hasn't been around.
I said 35 plus. I said 35 plus.
Oh, don't.
I did, Zach.
Don't.
I did.
You said it after we won our 20th game.
I said 35 plus. I said 35 plus. That's where I was going at.
I was wrong. I said 42-30. I predicted that in October.
I think we'll take that. I think we'll take that.
No, exactly. Straight up. I mean, when we started on Sportscaster, they asked me.
Okay.
Right. No lie. It was a bunch of us. It was like 9 people on the screen. They asked me, and I said 42 and 30. And for the next 3 hours, they killed me. We didn't even know each other back then.
I would have killed you too.
Think about it. Think about it. We were like all strangers, right? We had only been knowing each other for like 2 days.
I wasn't even in the picture yet. If you were a sportscaster.
Yeah. Yeah, we doing sportscast. Man, Nick G was killing me because I said 42 and 30. You know what I'm saying?
And now look at you. And now look at you.
And now Nick G don't even come on. When was the last time you saw Nick G?
I think he commented on one of our videos, one of our podcasts. Yeah, I haven't seen him on the panel in a while.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying.
But he's still dope. He'll still show up. He'll still show up. Salute to Nick G.
Yeah. Speaking of, what I'm saying, just admit. That's all.
When you're wrong, and I've been wrong a lot of times this season.
Exactly.
I was wrong a lot.
Let me use your own medicine against you, Kev. Admit you gave up on Frank before you publicly admitted it.
Absolutely.
It's true. You did.
Did I
you
give
gave
up
on Frank before you publicly gave up on him? You wouldn't even take a free. Hold on. You would not take a free Frank Ntilikina jersey the first weekend I met you. You would not take a free Frank jersey.
Exactly. And every time I said Frank was a 6'4" Tree Rollins. Remember
when I said he was a 6'4" big country?
I had to roll with the punches, man. I had to roll with the punches.
Right.
What do you guys think we're doing the homestand? I think we may sweep this homestand. What do you guys think?
I hope we need to.
I hope we do. I think we can.
Help,
hey, G Money. I know we're gonna win the Boston one.
Oh, they're self-destructing right now.
Yeah. Oh my God.
But speaking of Freezy, I want to just put this out there. I wanted you guys to know. You know the show Godfather of Harlem?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Marquand Smith, the producer and the inventor of that show, is going to be on our podcast here soon.
Oh, sweet. That's dope.
Yeah, and he's going to be talking. We're going to be switching it up a little bit.
Cool.
Yeah, that's super dope, man. Mm-hmm. That's super dope. So, I got to get out of here so I can get some rest.
Oh
nope,
no,
not allowed.
We're still celebrating. We're still celebrating.
Celebration time. Come on.
Yeah, I only been so I've been up since 4:30 yesterday afternoon. I'm gonna just get like 30 minutes. I'm gonna get like 30 minutes.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna jump back up. I ain't gonna sleep all night like Cornerstone Kev.
Hey, listen.
I ain't gonna get 9 hours of sleep.
Listen. I went home yesterday at it takes me an hour I get out at 5 o'clock. It takes me an hour to get home, so I didn't get home till like around 6:10. And I told the missus, I said, "Listen, I'll go get something to eat for us, but after that, I'm going to bed." And that's exactly what happened. And I'm so refreshed right now.
You don't even work at work. Look at you. You're on a podcast. What do you mean you're tired?
Sleep heavily,
Zach,
sweet prince.
Between me and you, Zach, there's nobody here. I'm the only one here.
So exactly
in this building.
Between you, me, and the thousands of people that are going to watch this, you forget we're live. Between you, me, and 1,000 other people that watch.
It's meant to be. It's meant to be. That's all I got to say about it. But I'm not going to hide my Knicks enthusiasm, man. I'm excited, man.
And he's got a new shirt on.
This is not a new shirt.
And Kyle Lowry is 972 years old today.
Yeah. Oh, his birthday was yesterday.
2,000 years old.
Oh wow!
You know what's going to be interesting?
Is that in cat years?
Soon it's going to be it's BKL before Kyle Lowry.
You know what's going to be interesting in the off season? The conversation is going to be in the off season.
And Kyle Lowry could be in the Big Apple soon. Who knows?
Yeah, right. Either him, my man from Chicago, and
Levine.
Levine and Ball. Those are the three that are going to be the hot topics this summer of who we should get and everything.
All right, so I'm gonna run. Thank you everybody.
We're rocking the band.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.